आइए, please sit down. Good morning. So Akarsh, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where have you come from?
I'm from Madhya Pradesh, Sagar.
Madhya Pradesh, Sagar. Oh, and where are you staying in Delhi?
Karol Bagh.
Right here,
Yes, ma'am.
somewhere near.
Yes.
Is Karol Bagh open on Sunday? Or is it closed?
I'm not aware about it, ma'am. Generally, education shops are open.
There.
Yes.
So, tell me that there have been some firing in these scooters, these EV scooters, two-wheelers. They have caught fire in Delhi, in Pune, in Andhra, 2-3 places there, and maybe more, I don't know. So, now, but they have not stopped the production of EVs. So, why do you think they are continuing? They keep producing scooters and they are in demand. What is the reason? Have you thought about it? Yeah, bataiye.
It is very unfortunate that this incident is happening because it will hamper the adoption of EVs in the market.
Right.
But this is happening because the temperature has been rising in our country.
Okay.
Heat waves are there, and batteries, when heat up, they have this tendency.
They can
However,
burn. Can't they put some sort of a control mechanism so that if it overheats, suppose, then they can reduce or they can stop moving for a while? Can they do that?
Yes, ma'am, because customer safety is comes first and it is the priority. So we
Right.
can introduce some mechanism wherever if the temperature goes beyond the threshold, we should stop the scooter.
We should do that, right? So anyway, now tell me that there was some violence in Punjab, Chandigarh, about 2 days ago. So they have transferred 3 police officers, they have transferred. So do you think it was so necessary to push them out, or do you think they could have stayed on and controlled further?
I am not aware about the actual incident and the context. If you may please,
You don't know.
Enlighten me on that. I might
No, they transferred the top men, top officers, police officers.
Yes, ma'am.
But the incident happened, so they couldn't control it, so they were punished for it and transferred. They were not thrown out, but just transferred.
Okay.
So what happens that if you just transfer, then the new man will come, he will understand. Take time to control such further law and order,
Yes, ma'am.
which is happening every day, as you know. So it doesn't matter now.
Ma'am,
Boliye.
law and order is the priority for the
Right.
administration, and accountability should be made. However, the transfers, as suggested by various committees, should be done by Civil Services Board, and there should be less politicization.
Political thing.
Interference
Okay.
should be less.
Doesn't matter. So there is a place called Thane near Bombay. Have you heard the name?
Yes, ma'am.
You have. So in this season, lot of flamingos come.
Okay.
So they're in hordes, like there's so many of them roaming around, dancing around.
Yes.
You must go and see sometimes if you get a time, whatever
Definitely.
you get, right?
Definitely, ma'am.
So now tell me about 5G. The 5G spectrum you must have read.
Yes,
Huh?
ma'am.
So what is it about? Why are they all talking about it?
Ma'am, 5G is the 5th generation internet technology,
Right,
where the speed is very high relative to 4G and latency is less.
right.
So it is important because the world is moving toward Internet of Things and various devices are going to be connected. So it has a
wider base.
Yes. So 5G is necessary for that.
So tell me, like there are about, according to my knowledge, 6 lakh approximate villages in India.
Okay, ma'am.
So will 5G help this broad networking?
Ma'am, at the village level, right now we do not have internet penetration so much.
Okay.
There is a rural-urban divide, and overall internet penetration is also at 45% only.
Okay.
So government is taking optical fibers there.
Right.
However, in future, as we provide basic internet services, then we can go for 4G.
We can
5G.
manage.
Sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Are there 6 lakh villages or 7 lakh? How many villages in India do you think?
Ma'am, the last figure I can remember is around 6.45 lakh, but I'm not sure.
No,
about
must
it.
be. So I just throw a figure 6 lakh. Sir, पूछेगा.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
And Akash, you are from Madhya Pradesh.
Yes.
Why Madhya Pradesh is called land of tigers?
Land of tigers. Sir, Madhya Pradesh is house for 526 tigers, which is the highest in country.
Yeah,
That's
very
it.
good. How many Project Tiger reserves are there in Madhya Pradesh?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about the exact number. I should have known that.
Have you been to any one of them?
No, sir.
No, sir. You have no liking for ecological, tourism.
Sir, I have liking for it and I would like to visit in future, but right now I'm busy in my career aspirations and
Okay. Now, this Project Tiger has been hailed as a very successful eco-restoration project all over the world. Number of tigers which was dwindling, now it has been stabilized and it is increasing every year. So, what was the use of technology in this? How technology was used in this tiger conservation and protection?
so technology was used at various levels. For example, for in situ conservation, where they are kept in close proximity, there we were using technology for breeding more tigers. Secondly, when they are in the natural habitat, we were using them to track. For example, IMS type is there where we track the tigers through
And
GPS.
price.
Yes, sir. So we track the tigers and we try to minimize man-animal conflict where the death of animals happen. So in this way we were using, and drone technology is also being used.
Yeah. Yesterday, Honorable Prime Minister had mentioned that we must provide speedy and accessible justice to all using technology. What kind of technology he was envisaging in judicial to improve our judicial system? What technology? What is the technology role of technology in this? Can you tell?
Sir, one program which I can think of is e-courts, where the trial is now being done online.
Very good.
So other than that, we can analyze the data. This is I'm not sure about this program, but I am just suggesting that. If you allow me to bring this point.
Please.
Sir, so we can use the data where how in what type of cases are being delayed and what are the under trials in that. So accordingly, we can prioritize the cases in that scene, and sir also identify the crimes and then put that data to administrative use.
Okay, good. Now, Honorable Prime Minister is leaving for Europe tomorrow. Are you aware of the which countries he would be visiting?
Sir, I read it, sir. I am not able to.
Oh, no problem. It's okay, fine. Well, you are also associated with UDA scheme
Yes,
of
sir.
Jharkhand government. What was your role in that?
Sir, Jharkhand Discom is associated with this scheme where we were assisting the Discom to reduce their losses and achieve financial turnaround.
Okay, so has any inroads been made under UDA scheme in the last few years?
Sir, are you asking about Jharkhand Discom or overall?
In general.
Sir, Uday scheme definitely benefited to various discoms. For example, the AT&C losses reduced to 21% from 24,
Yeah, good.
and the losses were also reduced from 52,000 crore to 30,000 crore. However, because the scheme is not considered as a successful scheme because the financial assistance by the government was not linked to the result by the discoms. So again, the losses have increased to 1 lakh crore now, and AT&C losses are also high, around 17.6%. So that's why.
Okay. Now, you like pets.
Yes, sir.
You like pets. You also, I think you have stayed for 4-5 years in Delhi.
Yes, sir.
You did your IIT graduation.
Yes, sir.
But there is a serious problem of stray dogs in Delhi. So how would you address this? Stray dogs. Because dogs, if they are pets, they are very good. But if they are stray dogs, then they can be a very big menace.
Yes, sir.
How to handle this problem of stray dogs?
Sir, if I am the part of administration, so I will collaborate with municipality or the local body to neuter the dogs creating nuisance, and I will also focus on the vaccination of all the dogs. For example, in Uttarakhand they have achieved, in Nainital they have achieved 100% vaccination, so that should be done. And after neutering, and if there are some dogs whose mental health is being affected, they can be, culling can be done because human safety is priority. And sir, overall, AWBI, Animal Welfare Board is there. They have brought various rules and regulations. For example, ambulance has to be there, and their care should be prioritized. And sir, also one more thing which I think I can change is where the penalty for harm to animal is only 50 rupees. So we should create awareness among public as well as.
Okay, good. Thank you, Akash. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Akarsh, such a pleasure interacting with you. Now tell me the consequences of a stray dog bite. I'm going for a morning walk and a dog bites me.
Yes.
I don't know whose dog is it. I'm not able to trace. What are the precautions that I have to take now? There's a dog bite of a known dog. My dog bites me or your dog bites me.
Yes.
I know. I will see the dog. But a dog has had his share of my flesh on my morning walk. I don't know whose dog is it. What will happen to him in 14 days? What are the precautions that I need to take?
Sir, immediately you should wash that wound with water because 50% germs will be removed by that. After that, since we do not know the dog, so we won't be able to know that whether it had rabies or not. So you should immediately approach doctor and take vaccination for that. For
Now-
vaccination, I'm saying treatment for that.
The treatment is the 14 injection treatment or single shot treatment. What is the treatment now? When I was there, I used to take 14 and I have taken multiple times. Now do you take 14 times or you take one time vaccine?
Yes, sir. So earlier it was 14. At my home, whenever I have been bitten by the dog, I have taken only one shot. But the condition was that the dog was also vaccinated. So I'm not aware if dog is not vaccinated, then also.
Okay, coming back to Sagar.
Yes, sir.
The history of Sagar says there's a lot of problem of thuggy in Madhya Pradesh, Bundelkhand and the areas. There was a particular police officer whose name is synonymous to excellent police work done. Do you know the name of the police officer who eradicated thuggy in North India?
Sorry, sir. I must have known his name. I'm not aware.
No. Never mind. We'll go to some other topic. Bundelkhand.
Yes, sir.
Parts of Bundelkhand is in Uttar Pradesh
Yes, sir.
and part of it is in
Madhya Pradesh.
Madhya Pradesh.
Yes.
If I were to say, tell me the three salient features of Bundelkhand: the society, the agriculture, and the most important characteristics of Bundelkhand.
Sir, agriculture-wise, Bundelkhand is a farming-dominated economy, and also there is a practice of cattle rearing. Society-wise, so Bundelkhand culture is rich because we have Khajuraho temples there. Our folk songs are there. For example, Allah Udal song is very
Do
popular.
you know Allah? Have you heard Allah ever?
Sir, I have not heard, but I know about it.
You know about it. What do you know about Allah?
They were the military commanders who defended Bundelkhand or the Orchha state from.
Do you remember any lines of Allah?
Sorry, sir, I don't know.
Never mind. We come to Raisena dialogues.
Yes.
Raisena dialogues. What are the Raisena dialogues?
So these are international level diplomatic talks held by India.
What is the latest development in the last 72 hours? Last 72 hours.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Never mind. Have you heard that certain discussions in respect of Taiwan, which has incensed China? There is a reaction from America also, very close to India. Have you heard of these developments, geopolitical developments? Raisena dialogues. Somebody mentions Taiwan. China moves reinforcements, Ladakh border. America reacts. Have you heard anything like this?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Never mind, Akash. We'll go to something further, something very basic now. Something very, very basic.
Yes.
What was your role in the job that you were doing as an analyst? What was your job requirement?
Sir, under the Uday scheme, there were various parameters given to the DISCOM. So I was a part of 3-member team and we were working on site. So we had to monitor the targets which were given to DISCOM every year, and I was there part of 6 months. So 80 NC losses were the target, metering at the level of distribution transformer, feeders, and household level. So we had to monitor these targets, and we used technology for that. Where we brought online platform, and then we also gave training to the staff to update those. So
My
it was
last
mainly-
question to you is now,
Yes, sir.
IT industry and the BPO industry,
Yes, sir.
there is a lot of demotivation, lot of attrition, and lot of burnout.
Yes, sir.
How, as an in charge of an IT industry hub, would you ensure that the demotivation is addressed?
So first of all, I will try to identify the reasons for it. For example, there can be multiple reasons. For example, lack of skills which are required by the industry and people are not having it. So I will try to give them those skills.
99% overwork, attention deficit disorder, and excessive and unreasonable demands.
Yes.
These are the three parameters that cause of demotivation, people quitting their jobs, depression, and developing suicidal tendency. Now, what is your roadmap?
Sir, because unnecessary and high expectations are from the employees. So we should, the company should take steps in this direction. For example, if mental health is being affected, so a unit should be established where counselors should be available to them. And also, if the customers are expecting too much from them, they are having work stress, then call centers are there for a purpose, and company should analyze those calls and the feedback taken from the customer and work on that, so that the service delivery of company improves and the call center work also goes down. So these are the two measures, I think. And if overwork has been done, that should be voluntary, or they should be paid for that, workers. There should be some voluntary mechanism where they can opt for overwork, and if done, they should be paid also for that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Akarsh, we have a new army chief, and we are told that he's first, sense that he comes from engineering corps. What do you think disciplinary training is part of us growing up and so forth? Officers, what kind of special stuff do they bring to the table?
Engineering officers.
You yourself are a mechanical engineer, BTech from IIT Delhi, I guess. That's why I'm posing this question to you. As a professional
Yes, sir.
doing different things, what is it that disciplinary training in a particular subject equips you with?
Yes, sir. Sir, at the level, at such a high level of top positions, I think mostly managerial skills matters. And in technical institutes, we are given a very good environment where we are learning these leadership qualities. Secondly, sir, we are equipped with the latest technologies in general, so we can also prefer that in those services. We can bring those technologies through our talks with the different departments. And so thirdly, there is scientific temper in us, the engineers. So the decisions are objective and not impulsive. I think these are the three things.
Very good. I also learned that you have special interest in edtech startups.
Yes, sir.
What are MOOCs?
MOOCs. So these are the online courses which the government has started, and where people are given certificate for example, on the various platforms like NPTEL.
Are
So,
you sure government has started?
so government has brought this platform and under SWAYAM scheme, and different
The
institutes.
world over.
Yes, sir. So those courses are brought in India, but they already exist in the world.
So in India, it is the government that initially dished out MOOCs to people at large. What's the relevance of WWW then?
Yes, sir. In that scenario, if you are talking about the technology, then definitely
You are
internet.
talking about edtech startups. We are talking about MOOCs. Of course, we are talking about technology.
Yes, sir. So, sir, internet technology is major, and they were already started. For example, the startup like Coursera were there, so they had already started this scenario. However, in India, it took up after Digital India Mission.
Are you aware of some of the iconic universities having started MOOCs?
In India, sir. World over.
So, when we are talking of WWW,
Yes, sir.
of course, you have to move beyond national frontiers. Right?
Sir, various countries have started it. For example, in USA, Harvard, Oxford, all the top universities have it. And for example,
How have they been doing? Have you ever registered with any of the MOOCs courses offered by these universities?
sorry, sir, I have not registered with it.
Are you aware of the attrition rate? I mean, why students over a period of time drop out from these MOOCs?
So particularly, I am not aware, sir. I will look into it.
What exactly did you do at Deloitte?
So in Deloitte, I was a part of power consulting team. So initially, I was given a training in electricity sector and general awareness, which I have increased through research work. So for example, in PSEC software, I was given training, and after that, I moved to Jharkhand Discom for my consulting work.
Since you chose sociology as your optional paper for this examination, what do you know about positivism?
Positivism. So sociology started as a discipline where various sociological thinkers focused on positivism, that is developing sociology as a science similar to natural science, where they were focusing on scientific methodologies and objective criteria. So that is positivism.
So what's the subject matter of sociology?
The subject matter is generally the social institutions and the social relations in the society.
Okay. What are social facts?
So this concept was given by Emile Durkheim. So social facts are any social happening or social phenomena. For example, suicide. According to him, rate of suicide was a social fact which can be objectively measured, and we can then take steps to manage it.
Do you think you are okay with this approach towards social issues? Because you yourself said that as an engineer, objectivity is what you will bring to the table in your professional work.
Yes, sir.
Do you think it's okay to, in 21st century, to regard such phenomena like suicides as a social fact? And there are no subjectivities in it?
Sir, regarding social fact doesn't mean that if any problem is existing in the society, we have to acknowledge it. And if like Durkheim said that it is a social fact because he found that through data that suicide is existing in different societies.
Durkheim also said crime is useful.
Yes, sir. Sir, his argument was that crime helps in social integration and social cohesion. For according to him, if crime happens, then society and all the people come together to manage it. So in
What
that
kind
way,
of explanation is this?
sir, I think it is correct because
No, there
as
is
a
a term.
society,
There is
yes,
a
sir.
term. There is an adjective that you can use alongside explanation.
Social
What
sir.
explanation is this? Crime is good because it brings about social cohesion.
That is a functional.
Functional explanation. Okay, good.
Thank you, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
So you are an engineer from IIT Delhi. So first of all, I would like to know why you are so keen to join civil services.
Sir, while I was working in Deloitte as a consultant to Discom, I realized that civil services provides a very good platform to create a very good impact or greater impact in society. So I believe that I have the required skill set where I can use them in the civil services and hence increase the impact on society, sir.
So this is the primary reason.
The main reason is to increase my impact in the society, sir.
Fair enough. So yesterday, RBI said that Indian economy shall take 12 years to recover the COVID losses.
Yes, sir.
So I would like to know your opinion on this.
Sir, due to COVID, our economy had contracted in the last fiscal, and now we are in the post-recovery phase. So, due to for example, various MSMEs were affected, the local traders were affected, the overall economy was affected because workers were also removed from the jobs. There was a great resignation in case of companies. So all these things will take time to come back to normal, and also the loss which we have incurred during the COVID time, it will take that much time.
So you agree with the statement?
Yes, sir, they must have gone through various objective data and facts which I might not consider, but they must
So
be
what
right.
happens to our target of achieving $5 trillion economy? So shall it take another 12 years?
Sir, I'm not sure if RBI has taken all the government steps into consideration. For example, to boost our manufacturing, government has brought PLI scheme, and in future also, for example, hydrogen energy is being promoted. So all the kind of projects which the government might bring in the future can speed the process. However, this analysis will help government to realize that what extra steps it need to take to reach 5 trillion economy.
Okay. Tell me why crude prices are rising in India and not in our neighboring countries.
Sir, in India, the crude prices are linked to market mechanism. So that's why as the international crude prices increases, for example, due to Russia-Ukraine crisis, so our domestic prices are also increasing, and the tax levied on the fuel is also high.
Okay. So if petrol and diesel is brought under the ambit of GST,
Yes, sir.
so can you tell certain merit points as well as demerit points?
So the major merit point I think is that the GST will be able to gain its initial principle, that is one nation, one tax. However, the demerit would be that state would lose their share of revenue because the GST compensation is stopping this June 2022. So they will lose revenue.
Can you give a sociological explanation as to how loan waivers are helping the society as well as damaging the society?
Sir, because of loan waiver, the positive impact would be that it is the debt taken by the farmers is the major reason in suicide. So farmer suicide might decrease because of farm loan waivers, and also the farming economy will improve. So because as the economy improves, the social condition also improves in the society. For example, men will not indulge in alcoholism, not conduct violence at home. So overall economy will prosper and society also. And the demerit would be, sir, the banking habit in the society will reduce, and government, and since banks are recapitalized by the government, so government will also face fiscal burden, which will reduce the welfare schemes in society.
Okay, thank you, Akarsh. So this is from my end. Would you like to say something?
Thank you, sir. I would like to request the panel to have a discussion on happiness, because I think it is very important for our current state of society. Where we are
Happiness.
under, yes, sir.
Happiness. Okay. So we have heard of, have you heard of gross domestic happiness index?
So not exactly this, but Bhutan has brought gross national happiness
Okay.
index.
So we always take into account GDP.
Yes, sir.
So should not we take into account gross domestic happiness also? What's your take on that?
So GDP mostly calculates the goods and services in the society, but not the mental health and other negative externalities. For example, pollution is being done, so that creates stress in our society, and also mental health is affected. So I think these are the parameters we should include in that will be a more holistic representation of society. So I think that should be done.
Okay. One more question on happiness. How is cycling linked to happiness? We see most of the countries which are doing very well in the social parameters. The prominent feature is cycling. If we talk about Sweden, Norway, so how is cycling linked to happiness?
Sir, it is one of the parameter in Nordic countries. I think that it is because they are indulged in physical activities, so that creates very good balance in their life, and also, sir, it reduces the pollution in their country. So they are living a very good in very good environment. And other than that, sir, I don't think it is the only reason. There are other reasons also. For example, they contribute voluntarism is high in those countries, and also the quality of life is greater. So all these parameters lead to greater happiness in Nordic countries.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This one. So, Ankita,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
okay.
yes, sir.
Good that you asked to discuss on happiness. It's very important aspect of life.
Thank you.
Now tell me, what is the scientific basis of happiness?
Sir, scientific basis is that finally it has been recognized that as humans are social animals, so we do not have only materialistic needs, we have some emotional side to it. So that's why the science has recognized this. So emotions are also important for the welfare of the society.
My
That's
question was different. And we feel happy.
yes.
So what is the what happens scientifically in our body that leads to happiness? That is my question. Scientific basis of happiness.
Sorry, sir, I misunderstood your question. Sir, with happiness, various hormones are released in our
Yes.
body and our mind. So, sir, I'm not able to recall the exact name, but dopamine is one.
When you are happy,
Do-
hormones are released. Rather, it is other way around. When the hormones are released, then you become happy.
Yes, sir, sorry. Sir.
Dopamine, oxytocin, all there are 3-4 hormones.
Serotonin,
So
yes.
they are happiness hormones, particularly dopamine is there, oxytocin is there. That is the scientific basis of it. You
Thank
do something good, that hormone is secreted and then you feel elated, happy. Like
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Very
for
good.
correcting me.
All the best.